Hey, so I've been working on some longer projects for this channel, but I want to make a quick video talking about this meme format that I've been seeing around of like my favorite movie, favorite movies in all these different categories. I've seen it on the Sedonacast subreddit, which I love Sedonacast, and everyone's been posting their ones, and I thought maybe I'd make a video talking about mine. So this has what? How many categories? 20 different categories of different movies and for a different thing like your Bad Day Cure movie or a great soundtrack movie or your best movie that's longer than 3 hours or something like that. And I've also decided that there can't be any double ups. A lot of people are doing like a lot of double ups in this, but not me. I'm not. So let's go. First it goes favorite film of all time. It's obviously it's a pretty basic one, and I did toss up with a couple of ideas, but I think more and more lately I've been thinking Under the Silver Lake is my favorite movie. I love Under the Silver Lake by David Rob Mitchell. Oh, incredible, incredible, so good. Andrew Garfield is just incredible in that movie. Like he's outstanding. Like better than anything he's ever done. Like not that I can even think of anything he's done that's good. Like other than Under the Silver Lake. Like, he was bad in Spider-Man. Oh, I guess he was alright in The Social Network. Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed him in The Social Network, so I take that back. He's good in The Social Network. But, Under the Silver Lake is incredible. Like, please watch it. Like, if you haven't, like, it's awesome. I've got a video talking about David Rob Mitchell, the director of this film, and his filmography. It's good stuff. So the next one, best script. So I knew it had to be a Charlie Kaufman movie. He's an incredible writer. Definitely my favorite. Maybe Aaron Sorkin is compared. I'm working on a video about Aaron Sorkin at the moment, so stay tuned for that. But, some of Aaron Sorkin's scripts I guess could be comparable, but Charlie Kaufman is just so good. So I've gone with Synecdoche, New York, which is probably cementing itself as my favorite Kaufman. I'm not sure. Like, I do really like Adaptation. I do really like Anomalisa, which you'll see later in this list. But yeah, Synecdoche, New York is just incredible. It's so well written as well, and it's like the perfect movie. It's so good. I fucking love Synecdoche, but specifically the writing, it is excellent and above par. Good, way above par. Okay, favorite movie poster. I couldn't really think of any great movie posters. So like talk in the comments like any good like movie posters. But like I love the La La Land poster. Like it's so minimalistic with the with the backdrop being like the main image of it. I have a poster of this on my wall, framed. It's beautiful. With them like with me and Seb just like so small in the corner of the poster. I just think it's such a beautiful poster with that color scheme. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't think of any great movie posters that I haven't already used in other in other segments of this thing. Like like the Pulp Fiction poster is like a classic, right? So the movie I'll watch someday is I put down Citizen Kane. It's like one of the most famous movies ever made, and it's just one of those movies I've just never got around to watching. So I'll get into it one day. I just haven't yet. Orson Welles. It's meant to be. It's meant to be great, right? Maybe it's not going to hold up, and I think that's going to be my issue, right? That it's not going to be, as great as everyone's saying it is, because obviously it's more of an important film than it is a great film, right? But there's other like classics like the original King Kong and Casablanca, and a bunch of others that I haven't seen, but I'll watch one day. It's always on the books. So I've got the big personal impact category, and I've gone Pulp Fiction. It was really the first movie that really got me thinking deeply into film. Like as you might see on this channel, I try to critique film more than your average person. I try to, even though you might think that a lot of my choices on this will be like a lot of like film bro type thing, I try to watch more, not go full indie films, but more impactful films and more interesting films and more thought provoking films than just your average Marvel movie or whatever. But like Pulp Fiction, and Tarantino's filmography in general, really, has really, been like the starting point for me getting deeper into film and becoming I don't like the term cinephile, maybe film buff, becoming more of a film buff. I like, Tarantino I can attribute to that, and then Pulp Fiction being the one. Even though I guess I remember watching Django Unchained. That was the first Tarantino movie I watched, but Pulp Fiction has always cemented itself because it was my favorite movie for a long time. I have a framed poster on my wall. I'd still consider it one of my favorite movies, but it's a bit of a normie pick, if you had to go favorite movie of all time, oh, I love Pulp Fiction. And it's like, oh, tell me that you like, Inception as well, why don't you? I don't know. I don't know, maybe I don't want to be embarrassed. So, best long movie, there's a lot of great long movies, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you've got a lot of Scorsese's work, and so I've put The Irishman down. It's exceptional, The Irishman. I just rewatched it the other day, for like the third time now I've watched it, and it's really this crescendo of Scorsese's work. Martin Scorsese is one of the best directors alive, one of the best directors ever to work. He's incredible. And The Irishman is just like, it's like this victory lap. That's what I like to think of it. Not just like the epilogue of Scorsese's career, because he might still make a couple more movies. He is, pretty old. But apparently he's working on some new movies. So we'll see where that goes. Not that I want Scorsese to die or not make any more movies or anything, but, if The Irishman is his last movie, it's not a bad movie, it's a masterpiece. It's so good, this crescendo of his career, and I just love it. It's, Joe Pesci at his best, De Niro at his best, Al Pacino at his best. It's just all good. Alright, a movie that you like and everyone hates, alright? I kind of struggle with this, because I like shit movies like, Nine Lives and a bunch of Robert Rodriguez films and stuff, but I like those more in a meme setting, where I didn't think that was really what the heart of this question, this category was going for. It's going, what movies do you like that everyone doesn't like, And I've gone, The Mummy 3, The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. So, I have a lot of nostalgia for The Mummy. The Mummy it's such a great film. It's so well made, and it's I think because it's such a figment of my childhood that I love it so much, and I just think it's so great. It's so fun. It's a really great blockbuster. But the Mummy 2 really dropped the ball. All right, a lot of people kind of say that they like the Mummy 2, but Mummy 2 didn't really do it for me. But 30 years later, in the trends, they're like, let's do a sequel. Let's come back with it. It's the same time that they made Indiana Jones 4, which is trash, But dude, I feel like The Mummy 3 really has the heart of the series, and it understands what it is. Even though it's more it's a bit pandering to China to have a Chinese mummy instead of a Egyptian mummy, which is a bit weird. It is a bit this isn't what the movie is, but I don't know, it's got Brendan Fraser being an absolute legend. I miss Brendan Fraser. I wish he was in more shit. He's great. But yeah, this movie, give it another go. Go in without any expectations. It's great. Alright, so a movie that I hate and everyone else loves. I think hate is a strong word for what I've put in this category, but I've put Spirited Away. I can't watch Spirited Away. I don't get it. I don't get what's to love about Spirited Away. It won the Oscar when it came out for Best Animated Picture. It's up there, people's favorite anime films and stuff, and I don't get it. I don't get what's so fun about it. I don't know. I talked about it in my bucket list series, which I kind of stopped doing. Ugh. But he just. I haven't watched any more of the guy's stuff that made Spirited Away. I forget his name, but I haven't watched Howl's Moving Castle or Princess Mononoke or anything. But I just don't get Spirited Away. It's got some beautiful animation. I can agree, and some cool character designs like No Face and that guy with the soot creatures with all the arms and stuff. He's really cool. I can appreciate it, and that's why I have it 3 stars or 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. But when people say this is the best movie ever made, this is people would probably say this is the best animated movie ever made, and I go, come on, I don't see what the fuss is about. I enjoy it, but I don't love it. And I don't understand why people love it. Alright, the most underrated film. I put this movie in this category where maybe it should go into the soundtrack category, because I think that's what makes the film. But the Tron Legacy movie. Oh my god, Tron Legacy. What a masterpiece in music. Because Daft Punk walks in and drops basically just a full album just for the Tron soundtrack. Rip Daft Punk, just recently quitting, breaking up. Big depression on my half. But I love Daft Punk, and Tron Legacy, man, just coming in with this amazing soundtrack. It's so good, and it's probably not probably way overshadows the film itself. Like, because like the acting isn't that great, the story isn't that great. I never really liked the original Tron, and that's why this was like a sequel years later, coming back to try to do it. But like, I like the aesthetic. I like the fun neon shit. I like the world. I just I don't like the characters or the story or the anything like that. But the soundtrack, oh my god! So this is underrated. I think people criticize this movie too much. I don't know. I love it. I love it. Okay, most overrated film. I've put Sweeney Todd, but what I'm really putting is Tim Burton's entire fucking career. Fuck, I don't understand why people love Tim Burton. I don't get it. I don't understand Tim Burton though. I think his movies are so overly edgy and dark and like, but not dark thematically, just dark in its set design, its costuming, and its character design. It's just so boring. Like, I like Beetlejuice, I like his Batman movie, but like other than that, I just can't get into a shit. To be fair, I haven't seen Edward Scissorhands, which is meant to be one of his better movies, but like Sweeney Todd, I love musicals. Like, I love musicals. Put like pretty much any musical in front of me, I'll fucking dig it. Sweeney Todd is so boring and crap and it's just nothing. I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I put Sweeney Todd there, but what it's really meaning is Tim Burton's entire career, his entire filmography. Yeah. Oh no, this is gonna make me, put me on some watch list for liking this movie. So this category is, why do I like this? And I've put The Made in Abyss. So it's actually a TV show. There was one season of a TV show and now two movies. And the first movie was edited from the first season of the show, if that makes sense. And then they made the second movie, which is actually just a continuation of the show, which is weird. So the second movie is like the second season, so it's new content. And I think they're gonna keep making movies, like instead of making the TV show. And this movie, so it's an anime, and so this, it has great characters, great world building. Like, it's so fun. It's about these kids, they want to go into like this big pit to like figure out what the magic of the pit's going on, and they've got all these relics, and he's got the main character has like this cool like extendo hand and stuff. It's really fun, but the movie is so lewd. Like, it's gross. It's like borderline pedophilia at some levels, and it's like, it makes me want to turn it off at some points. And it's like, that stuff isn't needed. It's not needed for this film. It doesn't really add too much. It's just that the director's just this big creep, and the creator's just this big creep, and I don't get it. I don't get how it gets past with this shit. But I love the movies, and I love the show. Like, the show is so good, I have it on Blu-ray. And like, I should be on some watch list when I went to the theaters to go watch this movie. It's so nuts. I don't get it. Like, I was talking to my friend who likes the show as well. Likes it as much as I do, with a lot of caveats, right? And it's like, the show's so good that I want to recommend it. Like, I really want to recommend it, but I don't want to look like a fucking creep. But it's great world building. Like, if you do go and watch this after my recommendation, go with a open mind. Don't watch it with your parents. Don't watch it with anyone, really. Watch it by yourself. This, it's a bit cringy. So for great soundtracks, so obviously there's a lot of movies with great scores, right? But specifically soundtrack, it said. So, and I have a vinyl collection, right? And I have a lot of movie soundtracks. And I go, what is the best movie soundtrack? Is it Grease? No. Is it the Whiplash or La La Land soundtracks? No. Is it the Baby Driver soundtrack? That's so close. Almost the Baby Driver soundtrack. No, it's the 8 Mile soundtrack. Now, 8 Mile is a pretty average film. I don't love it. It's like a biopic of like Eminem's life, starring Eminem, like an auto biopic. But like, it's not quite his life. But like, he's playing this character who's like getting into rap battling, and he's got to look after his daughter, and is trying to make it into the scene. It's not nothing, but I don't think it's that great of a film. Like, it's not amazing, but the soundtrack is full of bangers. It's just like a whole Eminem album. And it's got like collaborations with 50 Cent and so many others, and it's really good. Like, if you like Eminem, like, it's like more old school, maybe not even old school, like more like middle of the road Eminem, like still pre-recovery Eminem, but definitely post Eminem show. And yeah, 8 Miles like the soundtrack is great. Like really give that shit a jam. And sadly, like on Spotify, it's all like redacted. Like every swear is bleeped out, and it's like it's very explicit, the album. So like it sounds like shit if you listen on Spotify. But if you got the vinyl like me, like a dope ass dude, it's a romp. Like the 8 Mile soundtrack is really good. Okay, this category is called That Cinematography, so I'm assuming it means like a movie with good cinematography. I don't know. Maybe because I just watched this the other day, rewatched it the other day, but I've gone Birdman. Birdman is such a amazingly made movie. Like I love it for all its themes and its acting and its story and its characters. But what really brings it home is its great cinematography. For its great, big one shot throughout the entire film. Obviously it's edited together, but they're very long shots done. And obviously a oneer is the most like jerked off, cinematography like ever, right? And like you can have good cinematography without having good oneers, right? Like I feel like Edgar Wright, who I love, he kind of falls into that like that concept that good cinematography just equals cool oneers, which like I think he does cool cinematography in his films as well. But he falls in that thing as like I just need to do a better oneer. Like every movie has to have a cool oneer, and it's like like does it is the oneer the best the best cinematography shot? I don't know, but Birdman really has amazing cinematography. It's so good. And, like, definitely watch Birdman. Like, it won Best Picture. Come on. This is a bad day cure, so kind of like just a fun and easy movie to watch. And I've got Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge, as I said before, I love musicals. And Moulin Rouge is like the peak, the summit, the top of Mount Everest. It's the best musical. It is so good. Ewan McGregor is amazing. Just his beautiful, beautiful voice. Oh my god. Can't wait for Kenobi TV show. But yeah, Moulin Rouge, it's just perfect. It's just this crappy love story. Like, I half like this movie ironically. Because like it's got like the most dog shit editing I've seen in a movie ever. It's so bad. But like I just love it. It brings a smile to my face when I watch it. And I've shown my friends, like I watch this movie all the time, right? And I've like pretty much all my friends have been forced to watch this movie, and they all fucking hate it. They all go, "What do you like about this movie, Shane?" And I'm like, "Ugh, do I need to write a full page, a 10-page essay telling you why Moulin Rouge is literally the best movie ever fucking made?" I love Moulin Rouge, and it's just like this great, like easy to watch, always brings a smile to my face movie. Oh, it's so good. We got favorite protagonist. I tossed up with a couple ideas, but you've got to have the driver from Drive, right? I haven't had Drive on this so far. I was considering Drive for best soundtracks. That's got a really good soundtrack. But Drive is a great film, and Driver, he's so fun, right? There's this great copy pasta I'll put on screen about this guy pretending to be the driver. It's like the funniest copy pasta I've ever read, and it's just so fun, and Ryan Gosling just plays a role so well. Like Ryan Gosling he's quickly becoming like my favorite actor, from La La Land to Drive to Blade Runner 2049, just amazing, he's so good. I love Ryan Gosling. A couple more great films from him, and he's going to be up there in my mind. He's great. Favorite trilogy / series? You've got to do it. You've got to go Lord of the Rings. You've got to go Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a classic, great trilogy. Extended editions, obviously, if you watch the theatrical, you're a dummy. Got to watch the extended. Extended's the way to go. Man, amazing. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I live in New Zealand, where they were made and directed, and it's a big part of Kiwiana, a big part of our country, but it's they're so good. All 3 of the films are amazing. Oh, so good. Don't watch The Hobbits, but like I have some respect for The Hobbits, the like prequel trilogy to Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings is just, it's the pinnacle of trilogies. I think maybe, you could put the Cornetto trilogy up there. Like, what other great trilogies are there, The OG Star Wars trilogy, maybe, prequel trilogy. I don't know, like, other great trilogies, Maybe the Dark Knight trilogy, even though Batman Begins is kind of average, and Dark Knight Rises is kind of only good for meme factors, but I don't know. So, I've got this next one's a bit rough, alright? It's a bit rude to this film, so biggest letdown. And I've put First Man. And First Man, it's a good film. It's a great film, I would say. But this is Damien Chazelle's third film. After he made Whiplash, after he made La La Land, two of the greatest films ever made, like ever, ever, ever made, in my opinion. And then he makes First Man, which is a pretty paint by numbers biopic. It disappoints me. It's like, it's alright, it's good. It's not bad. Ryan Gosling is good. It's a good film, but it's not La La Land or Whiplash material. And it disappoints me, because I love Damien Chazelle. Like, the very first video I made on this channel was jacking my dick to Damien Chazelle and making a best director on Damien Chazelle's work. And, like, I think he could become my favorite director of all time. Like, I used to consider him my favorite director, but now I just, like, maybe just thinking more on other directors, that he's just not up there anymore. And, like, but he's made two of my favorite movies of all time, Whiplash and La La Land. So I don't get it. Biggest surprise. So I was unsure what to put here. So I'll put this movie, Rupert Brandon Collector. It's a great film. Like, it's a great animated film. But it's a big surprise because I didn't know anything about it. I think it was nominated for Best Animated Film, one Oscar. And I just, I think I was just watching it to just fill up some viewership for my Oscar list, so I could say I've watched most of the Oscar stuff. And it's excellent. Like, it's so good. For a movie that I didn't, like, hype up, I wasn't expecting it to be good, I didn't hear any great things about it, and I went to go see, it is so fun. It's about, like, a bunch of, like, art robbers. Well, it's about, like, one guy with getting his team to go, steal a bunch of art, because, like, that's all, like, he can only feel happiness if he looks at art, and he has to have the art, and I don't know, it's so great. It's beautiful, like, amazing cinematography. Like, you put that up on the great cinematography list. It's so good. Like, I need to rewatch that. I think I've only seen it twice, but it's excellent. I need to get on Blu-ray. It's, so good. Alright, so, there's not the best, but still having fun. So, kind of in that same vein as that, Bad Day Cure film, I guess. But I've put Robert Rodriguez's From Dusk Till Dawn, written by Quentin Tarantino and starring Quentin Tarantino. And this film is dope. This film is so good. It's kind of crazy. Like, there's a TV show, like, about this, which, like, maybe I could watch, but I guess it probably wouldn't be as fun as the movie. It's just about these criminals, George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, these criminal brothers who, like, kidnap a family and take them down to Mexico, as, like, hostages. And then they go to this bar, and then, like, halfway through the movie, suddenly there's vampires everywhere. It's so the weirdest script ever, and so the most fun shit you've ever seen. It is so fun. And this movie, it cements Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish with him literally drinking tequila off a woman's foot. It's ridiculous. And thank you, Tarantino, for putting this to film. Thank you. Well, Rodriguez directed it, but yeah, thanks, Tarantino. Criminally Overlooked. So I talked about this in my Anna McKay video, where I talked about Anna McKay's filmography. They're like, people say, oh, I like Anchorman. Anchorman's pretty good. And some people, idiots, say that they're like Step Brothers. And like, his recent stuff has got some critical acclaim, The Big Short and Vice, his film about Dick Cheney. But what's overlooked is the other guys. I think it's a really great buddy cop film. Yeah, it's no masterpiece. It's no great film. But it's really good. It's a really good buddy cop film. Your film in the guise of, say, your Hot Fuzzes or your Bad Boys or your Point Breaks. It's great. Like, I just think that, yeah, people overlook it. I think it's got some cringy lines from Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell can be quite cringy, but I think it's really fun. Like, watch my Anna McKay video where I talk about this film. Like, I think it's great. All right, most depressing movie. There was two up here, so I was either going to put Nocturnal Animals, which fucked me up. Oh my god, like, so much that I've only seen it once, but I absolutely loved it. Like, I need to watch it again. But another depressing film, which I've seen a bunch, just to... Oh no, it's because I want to share it to other people. That's why. It's Dear Zachary. Dear Zachary, Adam from YMS, the channel YMS, he got me onto watching Dear Zachary. He said it's the saddest film he's ever seen. And it so is. It's a documentary about... I don't even want to spoil it. It is just so depressing. It's a documentary, but it will fuck you up. It is so sad, and even thinking about it has brought my mood way down. But yeah, Dear Zachary, like, out of anything here, I think watch Dear Zachary. I think it's a very it's a very great film. I really enjoy it. but like enjoy it in like an appreciative way, like really great filmmaking. Whereas I want to kill myself after I watch it, you know. Okay, favorite active director. So keyword active, right? So no, Kubrick's or Hitchcock's, right? But I tossed it up, right? I'm like Scorsese, Tarantino. I'm doing my best director series. On this channel, I've been kind of neglecting it. I'm working on one at the moment. It'll be out in a couple weeks, I reckon. And to try to find who my favorite director is. Who is it? Like, and I think at the moment, maybe it's Scorsese, like, and maybe it's Tarantino, but I've put Edgar Wright, because Scorsese and Tarantino, they make hit after hit after hit, right? But Edgar Wright, he has a relatively small filmography in comparison to Scorsese and Tarantino, right? Tarantino with like 10 films and Scorsese with 1 million, but Edgar Wright, with only like 6 films in his filmography, has just made masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece. Every one of his films is just incredible. Like his style is awesome. His characters are awesome. He makes amazing films. And like, to go, whose next film am I most eager to wait for? Like, and it has to be Edgar Wright from your Last Weeks in Soho. I can't wait for Last Weeks in Soho to come out. Last Days in Soho. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I don't know, but I can't wait. I'm so sad that COVID has delayed its release. But it is definitely the movie I'm most hyped for. Like, am I hyped for the new James Bond movie? No, I don't give a fuck. I'm hyped for Dune, right? New Denis Villeneuve film, and I think a couple more bangers from Denis Villeneuve, and he'll be my favorite director. Like, he's incredible. Favorite animated film. So I like a lot of animated films. I'm a big fan of animation, and stop motion is really what I'm into. That's the peak. That's the tippy top of animation, I feel. And Anomalisa by Charlie Kaufman is just the best. And what I appreciate it is because so many animated films, they're kids films, right? So you could appreciate your Fantastic Mr. Foxes or your Spider-Man, Spider-Verse movies, or your Aladdin or your Lion King or whatever. But not many films cover these like adult topics, other than maybe Mary and Max or Isle of Dogs. But Anomalisa, it's so good, covers so many great adult themes, and it's a great film. It's some of the best stop motion I've ever seen. Like, it's breathtaking how good it is, and it's amazing. So yeah, please watch Anomalisa if you haven't. Give Charlie Kaufman your money. Give him your views. Charlie Kaufman is awesome. Gotta love Charlie Kaufman. Okay, the very last category. Not usually my thing, but so it's like, not, like, if you're not into horror films, maybe, but there's like a horror film you like, something like that. So I've put Django, the original Django, not Django Unchained by Tarantino. So this movie is a classic Western, right? In the guise of your Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and all that stuff, and The Great Silence. And this film's great. So I actually saw it in a double feature with this and The Great Silence on like a Father's Day viewing with my stepdad, and it was really fun to watch. But yeah, Django really stuck with me, right? And maybe it's because I love Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, and it's heavily, like, inspired by this film, and it even has a cameo from the main actor of Django. But it is really fun. It's a great, like, it's a fun Western that I think is a notch above all the rest. Like, I think it's better than The Good, Bad, the Ugly, which I didn't love. And I think that shows that Westerns just aren't for me. Like, it's a genre that has like gone by in the history of filmmaking in cinema. Like, it was an important era, I'd say, in your 60s and 70s, but it's not the type of thing I'm into. Like, you can be into Westerns. I'm not gonna take that away from you. I'm sorry if you love your Westerns, but yeah, like, they're not really my thing. But I do like Django. And I couldn't really think of a film that goes there. Like, I love, like, I'm not a big horror movie guy, so I guess I could put, like, your Shinings or whatever there. But, like, that's more of a Kubrick film and not really a horror film. I don't know. Like, I couldn't really think of something for this category, so I went with this. Like, I don't love Westerns, but here's a Western I like. So this is the list. I'll leave a link in the comments for the, template of this, of this list. So fill out your own. I think it's good fun. It's a good way to think about what you have, and share like a link to like to your one in the comments if you like. And it's this is good fun, and yeah, this is all over the Cinematography subreddit. So go check out the Cinematography subreddit to go see what other people have done for their ones. It's good fun. So yeah, I will come out with a new best director in a week or two on Aaron Sorkin, which I'm working on at the moment. So that'll be fun, and go watch my other channel. Cheers.